to Discussing Fitchburg Now. Welcome to our How Do We Dispose of This show. How do we recycle that? Can we recycle this? Can we throw this away? Where do we put it? Does it go into the trash bin? Does it go in the recycle bin? Does it go into the other pile? We will find out tonight. I have members of the Board of Health in Fitchburg here. Steve Curry, our health director, and Jean LeBlanc, our recycling coordinator?
Correct.
Recycling coordinator. All right, fantastic. So we have a bunch of trash here. Can we jump? Oh, there we go. We have our overhead cam. You can see all our stuff. This is general stuff that anyone might have, right? And how do we throw it away, right? Or recycle it.
Or dispose of it, sure.
How do we dispose of it?
Yes.
Right? And what happens to it then? So the first part of the show, we're going to go into individually to all these things that you don't often know. What do we do with it? And then the second half of the show, we're going to talk about permits and our new waste app and that kind of thing. All right. So first things first, let me see. Okay. I put a bunch of my recycling in my plastic bag. Okay, guys? We're ready to go, right? I can just throw my plastic bag full of recycling.
Right there.
That's a violation.
Wait, I can't just throw this in the bin like this?
We can't do that.
Oh. No. All right. Why not?
There's a couple of reasons. First of all, the plastic bag is not recyclable as is. And number two, the recycling goes to a sort facility where the bags are not opened. So if you put a plastic bag full of recycling in your recycling, it gets put into the landfill.
So when I try to recycle and fill my recycling in the plastic bag, it just goes right to the landfill?
That's
correct. It
correct.
ends up in the trash, yes.
All of your efforts for nothing.
So that's terrible. Okay, let me see.
Do not bag for recycling.
Okay, let's see. Cardboard?
Corrugated cardboard is recyclable. Yes.
Recyclable. Cardboard.
Okay.
Great. What about paper with a plastic window?
Will be recyclable.
I don't have to remove the plastic window?
No, you do not.
Okay. Plastic bottle.
Absolutely recyclable.
What about the cap?
1 to 7. Cap is removed trash.
Trash?
Yes.
Cap is trash. So what if I put the cap on the bottle? Could this be a problem?
It could be a problem at the sort facility, yes.
So we should remove caps
Yes.
from the bottle.
That's right.
Oftentimes bottles get crushed. If it isn't able to be crushed, then we may have a problem and it ends up in the trash.
Mm-hmm. And then it could contaminate the whole load.
It could.
In theory, but...
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cardboard. All right. Milk. This is good?
Yep, recycling.
Recycling.
Might be rinsed.
Should be
it might be a good idea. Simply because you put it out on your curbside the night before, it might attract animals. It has the potential. But
so you should rinse your recycling.
you should rinse your recycling just to keep things clean.
Cardboard.
Corrugated cardboard is recyclable.
Corrugated cardboard. Mm-hmm. What about this?
If it has
what
a
about this thing?
1 to 7 symbol in a triangle on the bottom of it, yes.
Yes.
All right. We got a 5. Is 5 recyclable?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
All right. And the lid. What about the lid?
And the lid, too.
What? Oh, I don't see a number.
Ah.
Oh, it says 5. So the lid's recyclable as well.
The lid's recyclable as well.
But I would deposit that in the trash simply because it's a bit contaminated with food already.
Uh-huh. Because it's got food.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so I should rinse.
Yeah.
Ideally.
Okay. I'm just going to put these right in our trash area.
Because if you don't rinse that, then your recycle bin is going to get all filthy.
Exactly.
And then it's going to start smelling after a while.
So we should rinse our recyclables.
Yeah, it just keeps things clean.
Okay. This is good? Cardboard?
Absolutely.
Are the cans in it?
Nope. It's empty.
Then you're all set.
Oh, we should break it down.
I would suggest breaking it down.
You
yeah.
should break it down.
Then we have more room in our recycling
For more
bins.
recycling. Remember, in the city, recycling is every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So you need to conserve space.
And here, for demonstration purposes, we have the blue lid recycling bin. That's the smaller one.
And thank you for pointing that out.
That's right.
If you have a blue lid, you would be a blue or a B week collection. If you have a gray lid, you would be a week or gray week collection according to your calendar.
Right. Great. And this is the 60-gallon?
35.
That is a 35
35.
gallon. That is the smallest version of all our trash barrels. And incidentally, if elderly folks especially, if they have trouble handling their large barrels, they can contact the health department and we will exchange a smaller barrel.
Great. Okay, pizza boxes. I can just throw the whole pizza box in the recycle bin, right?
Pizza boxes are not recyclable.
Not recyclable. Okay, what about this? What about this?
Simply because
this
they
is trash.
contain
That's trash.
grease and food products, and you can't remove it, and it causes
Right.
contamination.
Even just this little bit of grease?
Yes,
Just a little bit of grease will gum up the works.
that's correct. When the cardboard gets recycled, the grease gets mixed in with all of the batch that they're trying to process, and the whole batch gets ruined.
Another reason to rinse all your recyclables,
That's right.
because you can contaminate other things.
That's correct.
Okay, what about this pizza box? Let's see.
Well, this one also has grease on
What
both.
if I just cut out the piece that doesn't have the grease?
And the piece that doesn't have the grease is recyclable.
Okay.
I
So
would argue that one.
theoretically, why?
Simply because no pizza boxes means no pizza boxes, period.
Really?
Yes.
They just want to avoid.
Yeah.
Give it a shot. Worst case, it'll be thrown away.
Okay. All right. Put that in there. Okay. What about wrapping paper?
Wrapping paper should go in the trash.
Wrapping paper goes in the trash?
It goes in the
But
trash.
it's paper.
It's not just paper.
It's not just paper.
It's not just paper. The specific coating that they put on the exterior to make it shiny, unfortunately, that is not recyclable.
Most of the time or
That's
all
correct.
of the time?
All of the time.
All of the So it's trash.
It's trash.
So so wrapping paper, trash. Okay. What about this plastic bag?
Any and all plastic bags, trash.
Trash.
Correct.
And there's nothing, is there anything that we can do, anything else that we could do with these plastic bags?
You can
besides
reuse
the
them.
You could save it and put it in your bathroom to collect trash.
trash? So really,
Use it as a
there's
trash
no
bag.
viable recycling option for these plastic bags.
Not at curbside, no.
It's a question of economics. There's not enough plastic in a piece like this to justify recycling it. There's no market for it, so the hauler that collects it cannot resell it, and thus they don't want it.
All right.
It's not that it's
trash
not
here.
recyclable. It
trash
is
here.
recyclable, but it's the market conditions that dictate.
So I assume this is probably trash then.
That's
Bubble
correct.
wrap,
That's correct.
or we can reuse it as many times as possible.
Right.
When we ship things.
Right.
Or find someone that could reuse it on Craigslist or something.
Right.
Free packing material.
Right.
But otherwise, it's trash.
It's trash.
Okay. What about this plastic container?
If it's got a number on it, you can recycle it, as long as you clean it.
Got a number. This. Oh, jeez.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I don't know. I don't see a number. Oh, a 5.
A 5 is recyclable. And
So this is recyclable.
yep.
And this? Oh, you look like you're
I'd argue with that one, too.
grimacing. Why?
Why?
This also has a 5.
It does say plastics 1 to 7. You can make the argument. However, it's for bottles and cans and paper. I'm not sure that qualifies under that category, but there's different theories on that. What I suggest there is to look it up on the app.
Look it up on the app.
Yeah,
The Waste app.
the waste app.
All right. Hey, can we pull up a screenshot of that Waste app, Mike? Okay, here's an example of our Waste Wizard. Right here, this you can go to the website, at the City of Fitchburg website, and search rubbish Waste Wizard.
Yes.
Or you can go
Right.
right to the app. It's a smartphone app. Can we cut to this? There we go. Right on Google Play or Android iOS store.
Yep.
Right.
No, not Android.
Play Store or
iPhone one.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
iStore.
So we get the Fitchburg Trash and Recycle Tool. This is a free app that you can download right to your phone. It'll remind you when your trash day is, recycling, and it'll update you on leaf or
collection,
leaf
household
collection.
hazardous waste collections, or any special collections that are going on
Yep.
during the annual year.
And so we can go back to that Waste Wizard, that search bar. All right, so we can click that Waste Wizard, and it'll tell us, and you can just type right in the item that you're going to throw
Right.
away, right there.
Yep.
You type the name of an item, and we'll tell you how to recycle or dispose of it. That's pretty convenient.
That's
Right.
right. Or
So
where to
can
bring
we?
it.
So you have the waste app right here. Let's see.
I do.
If we pull it up, what would we search here?
What we would call that a plastic container.
Plastic container.
Plastic container.
Ooh, plastic takeout container.
It says put it in your recycling cart.
Put in your recycling cart.
I lose that argument.
Sorry, Steve. All right.
Don't forget to
Recycle.
rinse it first.
And look, it's
That's right. This one's all set.
Okay. What about laundry detergent bottle?
The bottle is recyclable as long as it has a number on it.
It's a number
Most
2.
do. Yep. If
And
it's,
what about the top?
again, if there is a little recycle symbol on it, with a number, then you should be able to.
What do you think, Steve?
Historically, we've been told to remove lids and rings and caps.
Remove lids, rings, and caps.
Yes.
Correct.
The rings, too?
Mm-hmm.
Seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Well, don't bother, but still.
Okay, so I would throw the top in the trash.
Throw the top in the
and
trash.
the bottom. Okay, but I'm going to save this because
Yeah,
this is my laundry detergent. It wasn't empty. All right, let's see. Okay, ooh, cardboard box. Now, this cardboard box has tape all over it.
Yep.
Do I need to remove the tape?
No. You leave the tape on.
Leave the tape on.
But you
That's fine.
But you have to fold it.
But we would need to break it down.
Yes.
So if I want to leave the tape on, I can just maybe crush
You
it.
can either crush it, or you can just cut the tape,
Or,
step on it. Well, because now you're going to have other material that's going to go inside that box,
Oh, yeah.
and it just wreaks havoc.
oh, okay. So
Right.
other things could get stuck in the box.
That's correct.
And it could ruin things. So it's not just for room in the bin.
No.
There's a logical reason.
That's right.
Okay.
It's whatever's in the box is going to end up in the wrong place.
Okay.
There you go.
There we go.
Nice work.
Is that better?
That's much better.
Okay. Sentinel and Enterprise.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Recycle.
Yeah.
Recycle?
After you read it.
After,
right
yes,
in it.
after we read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about
Now, typically, these, you cannot recycle them. However,
plastic? It's got bubble
this
wrap
one is
on it.
plastic on the outside.
Yep.
It's got a number 4 on it,
Number 4,
and therefore would be recyclable.
theoretically.
It should be recyclable.
This should be recyclable?
It should
We can
be.
throw this in the bin.
It's got a number 4 on it, so yes. It's that simple. You see a number, you can put it in your recycle
Go
bin,
with it, yeah.
except for bags.
So this, you don't think this counts as a bag?
That's an envelope.
Envelope.
That's correct.
Recyclable? You agree with this?
I think one could make an argument, but we want people to recycle, so.
So put it in the recycle bin.
Right.
Okay, all right. What about this one? See, now this doesn't have a plastic number, but it's basically the same thing with paper and
Right.
bubble wrap.
But it's a commingled material,
Commingled.
and at that point, you
And
cannot
they won't
recycle
rip it,
it.
you
No,
won't be able to separate it.
that's correct.
So this is trash.
That's trash.
All right. What about this? Jiffy. Padded.
This one, I believe this one is padded with paper.
Padded with paper?
So if you were to cut it, you wouldn't have any plastic in it. So
It says 77% paper fibers.
yeah,
Think this is good to recycle?
Number 6.
Jiffy padded, yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
the size envelope, right?
That's a side. Yeah.
so it's padded with paper on the inside, and therefore you can recycle that.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. This is good. All right. And these things, takeout containers, right? Does this count as takeout container? It's got a 5.
That's those Ziploc or black or Glad ones you buy at the grocery
Yeah,
store.
these are Rubbermaid.
Yep.
These both have a 5.
Both have a 5. You can put them in.
Recyclable?
Recycle.
That's correct. Same with that one.
Glad. I'm glad.
Yep.
That can be recycled. Okay, what about this? Sterilite, number 5.
Number 5 can go in.
Recyclable?
Plastics.
Now what about this? Fluorescent light bulb.
Those are a little tricky. The light bulbs that do not have electronics in them can be thrown in the trash. The ones that have electronics in them cannot.
So does this have electronics in them?
I believe that one does.
So this is hazardous waste.
That's correct.
So hazardous waste, we need to save this in another pile
Right.
for a hazardous waste day.
Right. There are 2 hazardous waste days in the city of Fitchburg at our landfill. One is in June, one is in November. Fitchburg residents are also eligible to attend free of charge the Gardner event. They are usually a week within, and the Waste app will be able to tell you that information. But Fitchburg residents are also, for a fee, able to attend the Leominster. So there's a potential of 8 household hazardous waste days annually that residents can attend. So
2
a
in
couple
Fitchburg,
of Leominster
2 in
has 4,
Gardner.
but there is a fee for the Leominster.
And 4 in Leominster.
That's correct.
And we can find all of those on the City of
On the City of
Fitchburg
Fitchburg
rubbish
Website.
health
Yep.
website
Yep.
and on the Waste app.
Correct.
That's correct.
The Fitchburg Recycle, what's that tool? What's that app again, Mike? Can you pull
Fitchburg
that up? Oh, here's
Trash.
the rubbish and
That's the
recycling
webpage.
page
Yep.
on
Yep.
the City of Fitchburg website.
So if you go to, there's the Waste Wizard.
There's
Yep.
our Waste Wizard. Where's our app? Which you can see, get it on Google
Well,
Play.
you would have-
There it is, the
Yeah.
Fitchburg Trash and Recycle tool. That'll tell us what the hazardous waste days are.
Well,
which are typically 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And you Fitchburg residents are able to use Gardner, and for a fee, we can use Leominster.
Correct.
That's correct.
What's
8
the
of
fee?
them. It really depends on the material you have.
Yeah. It's a disposal fee per material,
Do you
depending
know
on
what
what
a
it is.
recycle, what a fluorescent bulb costs?
I do
know.
not. No.
Now, those you can bring to Home Depot, I believe.
Really?
Home Depot has a recycling program for CFLs and electronic light bulbs.
Ah.
And that's free. So when you enter the Home Depot, there's a big container. You can just drop them
This is
in.
your example for other than trash, things that you can do.
That's
you
right.
know, like for example, here's a good segue into that.
Yep.
Bags.
The grocery bags.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to put this in the hazardous waste
Into
area.
the other pile.
Yeah, here's our
Don't step on
hazardous
it.
waste area.
Yeah.
So plastic bags, plastic grocery bags. One other way that we can do these is bring it back to Market Basket.
That's right.
Or what's the other place?
Most stores do take them.
Wyman's, yeah.
them.
Wyman's Liquors. Yeah. And so a lot of stores will take
Grocery stores.
your grocery stores.
Yep.
Yeah, they'll take your plastic bags.
Right.
You can bring those right up front.
That's right. But they don't go in the recycle bin.
Right.
Because
No
those,
recycle bin.
those clog all
Even
the
though
sorting
they
equipment.
have, I think they have a number.
They do have a
number
number.
2.
Yep.
But we can't put this in the bin
No.
because
They clog the equipment of the sorting facility really badly.
And
go ahead.
and we strongly encourage not to put them in the trash, as they cause problems at the landfill too. When on a windy day, they'll blow around and they're not able to be landfilled. So
and the birds
the best,
attack them.
birds get stuck in them, and so it's a hazard for the environment. So
And the
it's-
trees.
So you don't want to put loose bags in your recycle bin. You don't want to put loose bags in your trash bin.
Right.
We can fill the bags with trash.
They make great trash bags.
reuse.
Otherwise, bring them back to the grocery store.
Right.
Or use reusable bags at the grocery store or paper.
Even better.
Okay. All right, we'll put this in the other pile. Over there. Okay, let's see. Oh, here's one. This was a question we got asked in DFN. Wire hanger, plastic hanger.
Neither one.
Neither one.
Neither one.
We can't put the wire hanger in the recycle bin?
A wire hanger does not go in the recycle bin.
Why not? It's metal.
It is metal. Metal is recyclable. However, the hauler that hauls our recycling away wants cans, steel cans, and aluminum cans. That's pretty much it for metal. Anything else that's metal, a broom handle, a coat hanger, all of those things should be brought to the metal pile at the landfill.
The metal pile at the landfill.
That's correct. Or they can be brought to AKS Recycling, to Fiore's, all of those. They actually pay for steel to be brought to their facilities. So, of course, a coat hanger, they won't give you much, for it, but you can recycle it there as
A
well.
bunch of coat hangers, you can get something.
Correct.
What is it called on the app? It's a depot.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, they're depots.
So if you were to enter
the
the metal hanger on the app, it would tell you to use one of the depots, which is either the landfill drop-off
Yep.
recycling center or AKS Recycling or Harvey Recycling, all in Fitchburg.
So both of these. So this we put in the other pile because this is not trash,
It's not trash.
but we can't put it in our curbside recycling.
That's
bin.
correct.
All right.
And this too.
That one, unfortunately, is not recyclable.
Even if it's got a number somewhere?
If it does have a number, but I doubt it does.
How come?
It's just a different kind of plastic that's used. So the number on those plastic containers differentiates a type of plastics.
Type of plastic.
That's right, and only certain types of plastics are recyclable. Those that do not have a number, the recycling facility cannot tell what kind of plastic it is, and therefore they just end up in the trash.
And we don't want to put things in the recycle bin. They're just going to end up in the trash anyway because we can contaminate all the other recycling that it's commingled with.
That is correct. That is correct.
Okay. So put that in the trash, and I'll save this
Yes.
in the other pile. Okay. Foam. Foam. Can I recycle this?
No, you cannot. Especially not that one.
Why not this one?
Well, this one really doesn't have a number to begin with.
Yes.
And any and all foam, styrofoam, even if it does have a number, again, going back to the markets do not.
Yeah, this has a 6.
It has a 6. That's
It
right.
has a 6.
That's right. But nobody wants to recycle styrofoam because when you melt this, you end up with really nothing. And so, value-wise, there's no value.
to the recycler.
Yep.
So styrofoam.
That's what it boils down to. It's value to the market. And
And
how
so
can they
if you do
resell
put
the
this in
material?
your bin, all it will do is contaminate
That's
the rest of the recycling and make potentially that whole bin go in the trash.
That's right. Well, not
In the
only
landfill.
that, but the styrofoam will break because it all gets brought to one facility, all dumped into one big pile.
trucks.
There's
Big loaders.
front-end loaders and whatnot. So these get crushed, they break up, and they end up going outside, blowing into the wind. So they just contaminate the environment for nothing. They should just be put in the trash to be brought to the landfill.
Put in the trash, landfill,
Unfortunately,
unless there's some other pile, which I'm not aware of.
not yet.
I'm
There
aware that
there
there's
was a
like,
company in Leominster that did
Refoam it.
Refoam
Yeah,
it.
refoam it.
I don't believe they're in business
They
any longer.
squashed
but-
it and they made like
And they made-
concrete forms,
Right.
like insulated
Right.
concrete forms and things like that.
But they're out of business.
Anything's
Yeah.
recyclable in the
If
other
there's a market.
category if there's a market and a place to take it, obviously.
Right.
And currently, I believe there's only like 5 in the state that'll take styrofoam, and none of them are close, and most of them are for residents only.
Right.
Correct.
So maybe someday we can do something with styrofoam.
Cross your fingers.
And end use.
Hey Mike, can we cut to some of the pictures from our recycling center just to give a background of what we're talking about? Here we go. This is cans, right?
These are cans that come out at the end of the whole sortation process.
What else we got?
And the cans are baled.
So
So
here,
this is a baling machine?
this is a baler. So this is trash that comes out of the recycling process.
This is the trash?
This is trash. So that's all stuff. Well, the previous picture, this is plastic bottles. All the trash that gets sorted out gets baled and brought to the landfill. Mm-hmm. So that's what that is. It's rather, pardon the pun, uncanny, the sheer quantity of trash that comes out of those machines. So.
It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
Right. Well, this boils down to how we here, as consumers, how we fill that bin. And when we put trash in it and things that are not recyclable, shoes and clothing items, and so things like that are not recyclable end up in the trash.
There you see sort of the conveyor where things are beginning to be separated.
This is where all the stuff goes.
That's where all this stuff gets dumped.
Where it
That's
gets
right.
dumped.
That's it.
a MRF, or a manual recycling facility.
Manual recycling
MRF.
facility.
Right.
MRF.
And so this is the very beginning of the process. So we have some big rollers in there, just big wheels that tumble stuff all the way up. Things that end up falling through are lighter things. So this one here sorts the paper and the cardboard out of the rest of the stream. So the cans and the bottles will fall below onto other conveyor belts to be further sorted down the line. The papers get on top. And so these are the rollers that I was talking about. And
Those are rollers there?
yeah, so if you look closely, I don't know if we can get
These are big, dirty machines.
I'm not sure if I can point at the TV, but on the very bottom line, there's some black and then there's some white in the middle. Those are plastic bags that are wrapped around those rollers.
There's a plastic bags wrapped around the rollers right
Those
there.
are plastic bags wrapped around.
And so,
every so
once
often,
a day or once a
more
week,
than
you
that,
have to,
more than that,
more than once a day.
more
Someone
than
has
once a
to
day.
stop the machine and
That's
go
right.
in there and remove the plastic bags.
They have to cut them. They get wrapped into big bundles, and they have to cut them out.
and every
so
time
on
they
and so
do
on.
that, it costs us money.
It costs us money, costs them money. It's also risky for people to climb in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's some hazards there as well.
Oh, that's a pretty clean, trashy place.
So this is at the end of the whole sortation process. You have just piles of metal cans, aluminum cans, plastic bottles, paper, cardboard, and whatnot. That's all waiting to be shipped out.
Waiting to be sold,
go
to be
to go to the recycling facilities that
remade into
actually
something else.
melt the metals and pulp the paper and whatnot. That's just another picture of that whole sortation process. That's actually the trash conveyor at the bottom you see there. So,
All right. Okay. Right. So now that we understand exactly where our stuff is going, all right, let's see, what else do we got? Foam. That's no good.
trash.
Okay. What about paper plates?
Yeah.
I see there's a little bit of grease on this
Wax
one.
and grease on that one.
Wax? Wax? Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So not recyclable.
Not recyclable. And if they're dirty, absolutely not recyclable.
What if they're clean?
If they're clean, and if it's a pulp
If
plate.
it's not waxed.
Correct. Like the
waxed.
Chinette ones, for instance, that are just the pulp paper, those will be recyclable, just like an egg carton, for instance, but as long as it's clean.
So a Chinette plate without a wax coating.
Not all Chinette plates. They do make the waxed ones as well.
Ones without a wax coating.
That's right.
So those are the ones that you probably want to buy anyway.
That's right.
Okay, so this is not good. This is trash. And so on that note, what about a paper Dunkin' Donuts cup?
I would say put it in your recycling.
Recycling.
I would
What
put
about
it in
if it's
recycling.
used?
If it's used, rinse it out and just dump it in. And even if it's not necessarily perfectly rinsed, especially,
doesn't it have a wax coating?
It does, but so do other papers. And they do have a process to get the wax coating off. So this is a cardboard material. It's not corrugated, but it's a it's a paperboard. I'm sorry.
Maybe we should check our app on that one.
Oh, let's check the app.
Let's check the app.
Steve looks like he's...
Paper cup.
Paper cup.
He's not sold. Paper cup.
Paper takeout, paper cup.
Put this
Rubbish.
item in your rubbish. Aha. Yep. All right.
I fall in defeat.
All right. Rubbish.
101.
I think a
101.
that's the thing. I think a lot of people err to the side of
Caution.
putting it into
putting in the recycle bin, right?
Recycle.
Years
Right.
ago, I used
If I
to say...
question, recycle.
Right. Years ago, you used to say, when in doubt, recycle it. There's a lot of contamination issue involved with that now.
Right.
Don't make it too technical. That's why we put this app in place. Look it up. Don't try to memorize this because it's impossible. We can't do it. We do it every day.
That's a great thing about having the Fitchburg Trash and
Right.
Recycle tool
Right.
on your smartphone. All right, great. What? Oh, here we go. What about this?
So the cap would go in the trash, and the carton actually can be recycled.
So the cap. Okay, now the cap says 5.
It's so small, it's going to fall through the cracks and end up in the trash anyways.
So cap is not recyclable.
Right.
But this thing.
Because if you leave it on the carton, then it will be thrown away when that...
Then the whole thing could get thrown away.
No, but...
Someone will
But the
take it
cap
off,
will
you
end up
think?
in the trash anyways.
Okay.
And
so,
when they crush them, they get crushed, the caps will pop off.
All right. So we should crush
Crush
this
it,
thing.
recycle
Yep.
it. In fact, there's a little recycling symbol on the side of it.
Is there?
Yeah, I believe I saw it on this side over here.
It says recyclable.
Yep.
Only where facilities exist.
And they are. We're all
Visit
set.
recyclecartons.com.
We are so equipped.
Okay, so this
We
is
are
recyclable.
Yep.
Cartons.
Carton.
Great. Okay. And, we have another milk thing.
Yep.
That should be rinsed.
Should be rinsed.
Drained
And the top.
cap removed and
Cap
Cap
removed.
removed.
Yep.
I'll do that later.
That's fine.
So that-
we can recycle
So
it.
it doesn't smell. Okay. What about, now I read somewhere once that things that beer containers or alcohol containers can't be recycled. Is that true? Or is this cardboard here?
I would say recycle.
No, that is recyclable. That's paper.
And it says it right on it.
Yep.
Okay.
But don't leave your bottles in it or cans in it.
Separate them.
Separate.
Just separate them. That's right.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Here's another carton.
Yep.
This one's also recyclable.
It is.
Remove the top.
Just remove the top.
All right.
Now, you don't have to remove the actual spout.
We don't have to remove the spout.
No.
Why not?
That's going to be done at the factory that actually recycles these.
It crushes.
It crushes them, and then they get
gonna
they float to the bottom of whatever it is. And, I mean, they float to the top. I'm sorry.
Float to the top.
Yeah,
The plastic will
and then
float,
just skim them
this will
off.
sink.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right. Oh, here we go. What about batteries?
Whole bunch.
Batteries here.
Yep.
What about these?
All right.
Oh, here we go. This is a good one, too.
So we have a few different kinds over here. So you have your typical alkaline batteries. Those are your Duracells, and any other disposable batteries. Those should go in the trash. They are mercury-free now, so they're not hazardous waste.
So these alkaline batteries, trash.
That's correct. So
We
those
don't have to save these?
No,
at
not
all.
those.
Just trash. They go right in the landfill.
That's right.
There's nothing about these to be saved.
No,
Anywhere.
not those.
All right.
However, you have in these formats, you have some lithium batteries now.
Oh, here we go. Here's one.
Well, you have the flat one, but you also have some AA lithium batteries. You have, and so on and so on.
Yep.
Anything that's lithium should be recycled properly.
Oh, what about this one? Like this?
The button batteries.
Button batteries? Can these be recycled?
I don't believe those can be recycled.
Are these
no.
alkaline like?
No.
No. But they
Well,
can't be.
They're alkaline batteries. They're just not lithium.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
So the lithium batteries should be recycled
But
properly.
this can be recycled.
Yeah.
And where do we bring it?
Hazardous
Hazardous waste.
waste days,
But none of the batteries go to hazardous waste.
just the lithium ones.
Just the lithium.
Yes, or those ones as well.
Ooh, what's this guy?
All those rechargeable
The
batteries.
sealed, the rechargeable battery. Oh,
Yeah.
what about rechargeable?
The rechargeable ones should go to the hazardous waste days as well.
Ooh, rechargeable ones. Let's see if I got
Yep.
any rechargeable ones. I don't think I do. They're probably getting recharged.
Yes.
Okay, so these guys here
Yep.
and these, hazardous waste.
Hazardous waste. Yep.
All right, let's put it on the hazardous waste pile.
As well as
The car batteries.
car
same
batteries
Thing.
can be brought to the landfill as non-hazardous waste at any time.
Car batteries can
Auto
be brought.
batteries.
Where do we bring it at the landfill?
There is a landfill section for them. They're not actually landfilled. They're actually set aside, stored, and recycled.
Yep.
All right. So car batteries can be brought to the, and we'll talk about later on how to get permits and where to go.
Right.
Right.
That's what that recycling pass that we're going to talk about later.
Yeah. All right. Great. So okay. So I have a paper bag here, but it's all greasy.
Trash.
Trash.
Yeah.
So any paper bag that's contaminated with,
Anything soiled, we don't want it in our recycling.
because they won't recycle this.
That's right.
Okay.
That's just
So
going to contaminate the rest
greasy,
of the paper you're going to put in
greasy
there.
plastic bags, no good. All right. Ooh, what about VHS tapes? What do we do with the VHS tape?
Trash.
Trash?
You store them and you watch the movies later.
Right? So there's no recycling service that you're aware of
Not for
that can do
magnetic.
anything with
no.
VHS tapes?
Not for magnetic tape.
Not for magnetic tape.
That's correct.
So
Amen.
you could open it up and do arts and crafts with them or something like that. But
Right.
other than that, trash can.
Right.
Or you could store them and continue to watch them for the rest of your life.
As long as you have a
Save your
player.
VCR.
Yes, or you could do that.
As long as you have a player.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so here we got we have a plastic container with the plastic all over it and a lid. What about this?
That was meant for recycling.
It was?
Yes.
The whole thing?
The whole
It
thing.
is.
What about the lid?
If it has a number, throw it in. If it doesn't have a number, don't put it in.
Let's see a number.
So trash.
Okay,
good
but
there.
this, which is a number 1,
Yep.
Yep.
good to go. So this plastic top will get crushed and float.
And most likely the plastic wrapping is also a number 1 plastic.
Right.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, great. Coffee creamer, recyclable. Okay, what about our toothpaste tubes?
That would go in the
And-
trash.
Oh, and what else do we have here? We have toothpaste tubes and toothbrushes.
Trash.
Trash?
Don't hesitate.
All of it?
Trash.
All of it.
Nothing we can do to save, what, does that have a number?
Nothing you can do
A
with
number
it.
on this thing?
No.
No. Well, this one says number 7. Doesn't it go 1 through 7 on the,
Can you clean it?
I don't know. Don't they do that there? They crush things? And, There's someone that's going to clean
It's a
all
good
our
argument.
toothpaste
You
tubes?
could try, but...
What does the app say?
This is actually clean mint, so it's
Oh, there you go.
And actually, this does say TerraCycle. Now, would you guys know about TerraCycle? What
I am not...
TerraCycle is like a private company,
I
nonprofit
would have
that.
ventured to say it's something
Yeah.
private, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this would be an other pile if you so wanted, if you were so
If you were
inclined.
near TerraCycle.
If you're near TerraCycle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they could be across the country.
These are actually preserved toothbrushes. They're made with recycled plastic.
I would reuse those,
Yeah. We
personally.
use them for cleaning.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Good. But otherwise,
Otherwise, trash.
or other. All right. Styrofoam. Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Coffee cups. What about these?
More
These
styrofoam.
are number 6.
There's styrofoam.
More
They're styrofoam.
And thus, they go in the trash.
Trash.
That's right.
There's nothing recyclable about this.
No market.
Not yet.
You do not put this in your recycling bin,
That's right.
ever,
No.
in any instance.
That's right.
Okay. Trash.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe someday.
Maybe someday.
Is there anything that you could tell us? You know of anything that's coming up?
No, that's...
Styrofoam's
You've seen it.
not-
You've seen the businesses pop up and
Yep.
fade out. There's just no end use yet that's
There's-
profitable.
Not yet. All right. What about paper towels?
I would say paper towels, you would most likely soil them, so they would be trash.
If it wasn't soiled, theoretically, this could be recyclable?
Yes.
Yeah, but that would also cause some litter in the neighborhood, and we don't want that either. So,
Right.
in your recycling, we don't want you to contain your recycling. It's loose in your recycling barrel.
You want to use them.
So even if you just
We
use
want you
the
to
paper
use it,
towels to
throw it
dry your
away.
hands,
At that point, they're trash.
they're trash.
That's right.
So paper towels, you cannot throw paper towels in your recycling bin.
Except for the carton roll in the middle.
The ooh, yeah, there you go. The the cardboard in the center.
That's right.
Recyclable.
That's recyclable.
Good to point out. All right. Great. What else do we got here?
Now the good stuff.
All right, here we go. We got some paint cans.
That's the fun stuff.
Okay. What do I do with these paint cans?
Well, you need to decipher whether it's latex or oil-based paint.
Latex or oil?
Right.
Okay. Let's see. Premium interior paint and primer, pearl finish.
You wouldn't know when you bought it.
Yeah.
So let's just assume that one is latex.
Okay, let's assume it's latex.
Yeah.
All right, what do I do with latex paint? I still got some paint in here.
So if you want to throw it away, you would open the can and let it dry.
Okay.
Once the paint is completely dry, then you can put it in your trash can.
Oh, it says acrylic.
Yeah.
So this one is a latex.
That's
Acrylic
right.
is latex.
Correct.
Latex.
So I just open the can
Let it
and
dry.
let it dry.
Let it dry,
You
and
can
then you
either
can
add
throw it away.
some sand or kitty litter to speed up the drying.
Okay.
And then dispose of it in your regular trash.
Trash.
Do not put it in your trash with paint in it. It will end up all over your neighborhood.
Please do not put wet paint in your trash can because it's going to
Once
smash.
the compactor
And you ever
crushes
see-
it,
You ever see the paint line going
Yep.
down the street?
That's what that is. Yep.
That's from someone putting their wet paint in the trash can. Don't do it. So you open up the lid. Now what about the top? Once it's dry, can I recycle the top?
most likely it's contaminated, so no.
Right. It's got latex paint all over it and whatnot.
You gotta get gonna wash that?
No. It's all dried, so unfortunately that's not really washable per se.
Nice try, but
Yeah.
I think that's forever going to be a no.
So all paint cans are trash.
They are.
They are. By default. Yep. The oil-based paint has to be brought to the hazardous.
Household hazardous waste.
Okay,
Yep.
let's see. Which one? Okay, we got siding, acrylic solid.
So that will
So
be.
this will dry and go in the trash can.
That's
will
latex
dry.
paint
Or
based.
it could be reused,
Right.
theoretically. Okay, what do we got here? OVT solid color oil stain.
And
That would be considered hazardous waste.
So
That's
this
right.
is hazardous waste.
that's hazardous waste.
This won't dry.
No.
No.
This won't dry. We don't want to put kitty litter
It says
and then throw in the
danger.
trash can.
Danger combustible right on the can.
Danger combustible, yes.
So you.
So this is hazardous waste.
That's hazardous
So
waste.
this, we wait, we put it in our other pile, waiting for hazardous waste day.
Correct.
Which we can go in for free in Fitchburg and in Gardner, bring it to hazardous waste, and in Leominster, pay a small fee.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Total of 8. Of
And
them.
what do we got here?
Looks like a little bit more.
Something durable, peel-resistant oil/acrylic formula.
It's oil-based. So
It's oil-based,
hazardous
too.
waste.
Any oil
That's right.
in
Any
any
oil-based
paint makes it hazardous waste.
Correct.
Okay.
If you can't dry it out, then it's clearly hazardous waste.
All right. Speaking of that, what about this stuff?
Ah.
We have this one's spray glue.
So
Danger, extremely flammable.
The can is made of steel.
Can's made of steel.
The can's made of steel. The steel is recyclable.
So if the can is empty, then we
Correct.
can recycle it.
That's correct.
And the lid,
If it's got a number.
probably not. Probably throw away the lid.
Right.
But if this is empty, now how empty?
Make sure it's empty.
You can hear that?
Once you can't spray anymore,
Yeah.
and you know that, just by shaking it, there's really not much left in there. Sometimes the gases escape, and there's still a lot of product inside. At that point, you can't recycle it.
Okay. So we'll call this recycling.
This one's empty, recycling.
Okay. And let's see. Now, what if I have, like, let's say this wasp and hornet killer,
Right.
but the top is broken, and I can't get the stuff out?
And then we're going to your trash.
Trash?
Yes.
Not hazardous waste.
Depends on the product.
Right. There are some pesticides. That
There are some
considered
pesticides
hazardous
that you
waste.
cannot.
You can
That's right.
reach out of children, Prolethrin,
Look it up on the app. It's all there.
Wasp and hornet killer.
wasp and hornet killer. Let's look it up on the app. Mm-hmm. So you guys aren't human apps. Human recycling dictionary,
Right.
encyclopedias.
Wasp killer. Let's go with that.
Wasp killer. Oh yeah. No, it's not there.
Nope.
About bug
Insect.
Bug spray? Oh, insect.
It's an
Is it a
insecticide.
pesticide? That's what we would need to determine.
Yeah, it's a pesticide.
Probably.
Yeah.
Hazards to humans and domestic animals.
So we found something that isn't in the app. We will make sure we add it.
Try a pesticide.
Ah,
No.
so it's not in there.
Well, pesticides would be a hazardous waste.
Hazardous
I don't
waste?
have to look that up.
Okay, so it says right on the can, if empty, place in your trash or offer for recycling if available. If this was empty,
Correct.
this would be recyclable.
That's right.
But if partly filled, call your local solid waste agency for disposal instructions, which that's what I have you guys.
So the search result for pesticides gets a little, asks more questions, so it's a little bit more technical.
Okay.
That would
I'll
be a
just
hazardous
say
waste.
it's hazardous waste.
It's hazardous waste. It's actually in our flyer.
Okay. And we got some latex.
Yep.
We got this latex paint.
And dry and
That's
throw away.
cash. All right. Fluorescent bulbs, hazardous waste.
Home Depot or hazardous waste.
Home
Yep.
Depot or hazardous waste. All right. More.
Same thing.
It's full. It's broken. I can't spray it. It's hazardous waste.
Depends on what it is.
Yeah.
So we should. Doesn't contain fluorocarbon.
If it's glue, you would throw it away. If it's
Glue. So if this is just
so that's
glue,
a spray mount.
this is
So
extremely flammable.
right.
May cause flash fire. We don't worry about putting this in the trash can.
Nah.
No?
No.
Trash.
Trash.
Trash. Right. Peanut butter, of which I have not finished the jar.
We'd love for you to clean it and recycle it.
Clean the jar.
Right. Just soak it in warm water.
Soak it in warm water.
Yep.
Give it a rinse.
Give it a rinse.
Or just run it through the
all of
dishwasher, too.
Or just use all of it.
Do as much as you can, and you can put it in your recycling.
Okay.
Fun to put your bread in there.
Clean it, yeah, right?
All right.
Clean it, recycle it. Okay. So, shampoo,
Same thing. It's got a number.
but take the top off.
Take the top off.
Want to take the top off. Don't leave the top on. Because there's no number on the top, and generally lids are going to contaminate things.
Well, the bottle gets crushed. The cap gets popped off anyways, so, ends up in the trash regardless.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, what about a glass?
No glass.
No glass.
Trash.
Not
But it's glass.
not drinking glasses.
Especially broken glass.
But
Right.
it's glass. What's different between this and this? What about this? Can I recycle this? Mason jar. Mason jar.
The mason jar would be recyclable. The drinking glass would not be.
What's the difference?
The difference is that drinking glasses contain a small amount of lead.
Lead
Correct.
in drinking glasses.
Absolutely.
That's terrible.
Crystal
That
is
sounds
made of
awful.
24% lead. And so that is why you cannot recycle drinking glasses. Whereas vessels that would contain liquids for a long period of time do not have lead in them, and those can be recycled.
So drink out of mason jars. If you want to be ultimate recyclable, an ultimate recycler.
It is stabilized. You won't drink lead by drinking
Drink
out of your glass, but that's why that's not recyclable.
That sounds terrible. Okay, so soap, Irish Spring, soap, cardboard,
That would
Recycle
be
it.
recyclable.
recycle. What about this tire?
Aha.
What do I do with this tire
The tire and wheel as it is.
for my wheelbarrow?
Yep. Those you can't recycle as is. You would have to separate your tire from the wheel. The tire can be picked up at your house by calling mosquito control
Mosquito control will come pick up tires
for free in
for
Fitchburg.
free in
That's
Fitchburg.
right. Yep. Just Google Mass mosquito control and
It's actually CMMP, Central Mass Mosquito Control Project.
Yep.
CMMMP.
CMMMP.
Yes, 3 M's.
Central Mass Mosquito Control Project.
Yep.
Something like
Nope, I'm sorry, CMMCP.
CMMCP. All right, Central Mass Mosquito Control Project. And if you just
Right.
search them on the internet, you'll find them, and then you can contact them, and they'll pick
Yep.
up your tires for
Yep.
free. You don't have to dump them in the woods.
But you should remove them from the rim.
that. Right. They have to be separated from the rim.
And can I throw the rim in the recycle bin?
The rim doesn't go in the recycle bin, but that goes to the metal pile at AKS Recycling,
Goes
at the
to the-
landfill, at
So I'm putting
Fiore,
this
or
with
wherever.
my wire hanger,
Yes,
or I'm going to get my scrap dollars
that's right.
from AKS Recycling.
That's right.
Or
There you go.
wherever.
But not for the tire.
Or Harvey. I don't want
Okay.
to leave anybody out.
Or Harvey. That's
All right,
right.
we're going to run through the rest of this quick. Magazines,
Recycling?
recycle. What about makeup containers?
Those are all trash.
I'll try.
All trash.
That's correct.
What about
The lighter,
Trash.
Lighters,
trash when it's used, yep.
recyclable.
what about coffee?
But coffee is not recyclable. The coffee bag
Right.
is not recyclable.
All right. Okay, so that's pretty much everything here. Okay, we're going to cut to a quick commercial, and then we're just going to sit down and run through permits and the waste app. Okay? Hi, Sam Squalia here with members of the Casa de Gracia y Restauración Church at 820 Main Street.
Yes, that's right.
We have Pastor Michelle, Pastor Lewis, and church leaders Diosmar and Shayla.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Glad to be here.
All right, so we are talking about Family Fun Day, which is Saturday, August 19th from 12 to 4 p.m. at Riverfront Park. So tell us about that.
Well, this is something that started in our church 4 years ago. Leaders of the church, members of the church, had a great idea, and they came up with this Family Fun Day. We were trying to think of names, and Family Fun just came together. But the originator and the author of all this is Diosmar and Shayla. So I'll let them tell you.
It's actually started with something giving back to the community. As a leader of the church, on my past life, I didn't devote my life to my children. So this was something to give back, to gaining that life back again with the families.
Yes.
Come on.
It's for the children and for the families.
Yes.
Exactly.
So we, as a family, we spend more time with our children, and this is experiment that we will not never forget. For that.
Right. So it's a Family Fun Day. It is family fun. You're going to have bounce houses.
Yes.
There's going to be
cotton candy, face painting,
music, singing, dancing, games, and a lot of speaking about sharing the love of God and telling them all about how we can, as a community, come together and share that with the family. No matter what family, no matter where they come from, we can all come together with that.
And one important thing, it is free.
Yes.
It's free.
So free.
All the food is free.
All the food is free.
Yes.
All the food you're going to have there is free. All the games going to be free. It's a day that you can go enjoy you, not think about spending a penny out of your pocket.
And so free and open to the community. We've seen your posters around.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Everybody's invited.
Oh, yeah, everybody's invited.
Yes.
All right, so again, this is Saturday, August 19th at Riverfront Park, which is right off of Boulder Drive from 12 to 4 p.m. And if we want to find out more about your church, the House of Grace and Restoration in English,
Yes.
at 820 Main Street, which is the big sandstone church,
Yes.
how can we find out more information? Or what's best?
You can call us. You can go call us at 978-618-8659. Or you can find us on Facebook, either under our church name, Casa de Gracia y Restauración, House of Grace and Restoration Church, or Louis and Michelle Feliciano too. There you'll find all the information.
You guys are welcome.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
All right.
Pleasure.
All right, we're back with our Board of Health Director and Recycling Coordinator. All right, so we just went through all the stuff that we got. We got our trash all around us. You guys must feel at home.
Somewhat.
I do.
Okay, so now let's talk about how we get permits for things, right? So the things that, like, for example, Hazardous Waste Day, or maybe things that we couldn't bring in, like mattresses and that kind of thing. How do we get permits to bring things to the landfill?
So I'll start, if you don't mind. You can bring a mattress or a bulk item, furniture, things of that nature to the landfill free of charge. You just need to, you can bring it on a $35 annual pass, or you can just get a pass for that bulk item. You just need to tell the office at the Board of Health what that bulk item is. The charge for that, there is no charge for that, I'm sorry. But at curbside, you need to make an appointment with the health department, and it is $10. It can be collected at curbside.
So let's use an example, a mattress.
Right.
I have a mattress and a box spring. That I bought a new one, but they didn't take my old one away.
Right.
So I have a mattress and a box spring. And let's say I do not have a vehicle to take it to the landfill. I can call up the Board of Health and pay
You can
with a
actually
credit
use
card?
the online app and sign up Pickups are on Tuesdays and Thursdays within the city. You can sign up for a Tuesday or a Thursday and pay your $10 fee. Make arrangements and an appointment to have it collected.
So it's $10 for both the box spring and the mattress?
That's right.
Together?
Yes.
One item?
Correct.
Fantastic.
Now-
And I can go right on my smartphone app?
You can,
That is actually on the website.
right,
The website?
Yes.
www.fitchburgma.gov, and then
Fitchburg-
go to the health page.
ma.gov.
Yep, the health department page, and then you can schedule a bulk item pickup.
Schedule a book on pickup, and I can pay for it right online.
You can pay for it online.
Is there a convenience fee for paying
I think
online?
it's $2.
So it's an extra $2?
Yes.
To pay online?
Yes.
And if I don't want to spend that extra $2, I can come to the Board of Health office.
You could either come or mail a check to the Board of Health office and let us know when that item will be at curbside. Do not put it at curbside until you have an appointment to have it removed.
So, okay. Because I don't just leave it out
You're
there.
subject to a
Right.
Then-
curbside violation if you do not have an appointment.
So you could get a curbside violation if you don't have an appointment. You don't just leave your stuff out there.
That's right.
Correct.
And we don't dump it in the woods. And we don't dump it at Salvation Army. We don't dump it anywhere
That's right.
except the proper location.
But if you have the means to go and dump it, you may as well just bring it to the landfill,
So,
It's free of
say I have a
charge.
truck.
free of charge.
Say I have a truck. I can come to the Board of Health and pick up my free recycling permit, which
Correct.
includes furniture and mattresses.
That's right.
And it's free.
It's free
Is it free for residents and homeowners, or only homeowners?
for residents as well.
Residents as well can
That's
get
right.
a free recycling permit,
That's
which
correct.
includes furniture. What kind of furniture?
Any furniture.
Mattresses, chairs, couches, tables.
Any furniture.
Any rugs.
Any else?
Rug?
Uh,
A rug? Like an area rug?
We would actually
Wall-to-wall
encourage a
carpeting?
rug to be trash. We would issue a free permit for a rug, yes.
Rug? All right.
Unless it's an entire room. I'm talking a throw rug. And
Throw
if it's
rug.
an entire room, that's a different story. That would be a different permit, and that would be a $50 day pass.
So, okay, that would be a $50 day pass
Right.
if you are not a homeowner. If you are a resident,
No. If you are a homeowner, a rug is considered construction material.
construction material.
Yeah.
Yes.
So even if I have, okay,
If
if I'm
you
a
are
homeowner,
renovating and you need to dispose of that renovation material, it is a $50 one-day pass.
even if I have the $35 yearly resident-only dump pass,
Rugs are considered part of a renovation.
aren't you allowed like one barrel of construction debris a
You
week?
are. If you can get it in 2 barrels, then I suppose you could make that
Cut it?
work. Yeah.
So theoretically, you could cut the rug, put it in a barrel,
Theoretically, yes.
2 barrels.
2 barrels.
You're allowed 2
You're
barrels.
allowed 2 barrels,
Right.
and these
That's right,
barrels
per
are
week.
like a 35-gallon
Right, the 35-gallon.
Rubbermaid
Yeah,
barrel.
Ordinary trash barrel.
the equivalent of that.
Right. And you're allowed to bring that. And what are the hours of the landfill, and where is it located?
The landfill is located on Route 31. It is over the west. It is in Westminster. It is 101 Fitchburg Road in Westminster. There is a Westminster drop-off as you travel on 31. That
Is
is
it saying this
first.
is
You would need to
Westminster
go to the
residents?
Fitchburg side, which is actually further in Westminster. I know it doesn't make much sense,
It's
but
ironic.
it's actually further in Westminster. The hours are
For residents.
during the week is 8 to 1, yard waste only on Mondays. So 8 to 1 on Mondays. I'm
Yard
sorry,
waste?
8 to 3 on Mondays.
8 to 3, but yard waste only.
Yard waste
On Monday.
only. On Wednesdays, 7:30 to 1.
7:30 to 1.
Fridays, 7:30 to 1. And Saturdays are 7 to noon. 7:30 to noon.
Very convenient hours.
Right.
I'm being a little sarcastic.
Yeah.
How come it's not open more or later?
The landfill is open for commercial vehicles as well. We try our best not to commingle commercial vehicles with. It does happen.
Oh,
but,
okay. So
we
it's
try
really
our
for
best
residents
to pick
only in the
those
morning.
hours.
Right.
And then after that, it opens up to the commercial vehicles
Well,
that are dumping all their
most of the time-
waste from out of
Most of the
state.
time it's commercial, but those are the lesser commercial hours, which is the reason for the hours. And
The lines would be too long. The lines would be long all the way to the road otherwise.
Okay.
Yep.
So if you are not a resident, but if you are not a homeowner, but you rent an apartment here,
Right.
can I get a $35 year-long pass to go to the dump?
no, you cannot.
No.
But you can get a recycling permit.
But I can get a free recycling permit,
Right. So with
which I can bring in my recycling
you can bring.
during those times, Wednesday
Yep.
and Friday and Saturday.
Yep. So if you have big boxes, you buy a television, the box doesn't
What about
fit in your
yard waste?
recycle bin, you can bring that to the recycling center
Is
over
yard
there.
waste included in recycling?
Yes, it is.
So yard waste,
Furniture,
and general recycling.
and car batteries and motor oil.
Car batteries and motor oil is included in the
Yep.
recycling permit.
You can bring those as well. As well as anything that goes into the metal pile.
The metal pile.
The metal pile.
Oh, our metal pile.
Yes.
The things that don't go in the curbside.
Correct.
But that can still be recycled, like the rim of the tire
The
and the
rim of
wire
the tire,
hangers.
the wire hanger,
Yes, wire hangers. At the landfill.
your clothes dryer.
Clothes dryer.
Yeah.
Appliances.
That goes into the metal pile.
Metal pile.
Yeah.
Even with a motor, someone else will remove the motor.
That's right. Bicycles.
Bicycles?
If I might, white goods there is an extra fee at the landfill.
Oh, there's a fee for those?
There is
I was not
an
aware.
extra fee.
Like $20?
So it really depends on the white good.
There's a list that you can find, that you can probably see on the
Well,
website.
I would actually encourage the folks to use there is some free services for white goods at AKS Recycling off of Airport Road and Harvey. There are many free options for depending on the white good.
And there's also All American Recycling, on Oak Hill Lane now.
Correct,
A new private recycling center.
Yep.
So that's the other pile, right?
The other pile.
The other pile.
All right. The other.
Anything else in the last minutes of our show, common issues that you deal with?
If I might start, the curbside collection process, folks really need to pay attention to your trash day. Do not leave your trash barrels out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It should be brought out for collection on no more than 12 hours before or 12 hours after the collection. We do issue curbside violations for those barrels that stay at curb
24/7.
all week long.
Right.
That's
The
why
other
they have
thing
nice
is-
wheels on them.
That's right. The other thing is try to most of the routes in Fitchburg are collected by automated trucks. Try to keep the barrels accessible to the street. Always face the barrel to the street. The
With that
numbers
bar,
should face
'cause
the street.
The truck grabs that bar right there.
The barrel actually says street side on it.
Street
That's
side.
the side that should face the street. If there's cars parked on the street, do not put them behind parked cars. Put them in an area where they can be
Grabbed by the
accessed
truck.
by the,
Right.
they will not collect them if they're behind objects.
And leave a space between the barrels so that the clamp can go around and grab
And
it.
if there's so the thing comes on and it grabs the side too.
That's
So
right.
you have to leave how much room between barrels?
It's recommended 3 feet.
3 feet.
Yeah.
It's,
It seems like a lot.
recommended, but the drivers can
As long as there's a minimum of
2,
2 feet.
3 feet.
3 feet.
Okay.
3 feet.
3 feet.
3 feet's the
3 feet
going
for speed.
rate.
That's the going rate.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Another challenge is people that put things at the curb that don't fit in their cart. If it doesn't fit in the cart, don't put it at the curb.
What if I got a bunch of stuff and it's hanging out? Does the lid need to close or
There's actually a violation called snow coning in the city ordinances.
snow coning?
Snow coning.
That's when you
Snow
stuff the
coning
thing?
is not legal. Your bin is designed to have a lid to keep the contents in so they don't scatter around your neighborhood all week.
That's reasonable.
We want the lid closed so that whatever's in that barrel stays in that barrel and is collected at the time in the truck.
Okay, so I have a lot of recycling all the time. Can I get 2 bins?
You can. You can purchase an extra bin for the cost of the bin. There is no annual charge. So
$60
presently is the
one-time
going
fee for a bin.
One-time fee.
And that's for both a 35-gallon or a 90-gallon?
Correct. We pay the same for the barrel.
And now what about trash? Say I use so much trash, I need another bin.
Trash, you can rent another barrel from the city. The annual charge is $100. That's the cost of the bin plus the $40 for the annual disposal that would be in the barrel.
All right, great. So this has been our trash and recycling show. How do we dispose of that? For more information, you can go to the City of Fitchburg webpage at
www.fitchburgma.gov.
or you can call the Board of Health and speak to Steve or Jean, and they can tell you all about it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something.
Use the